Hey Busy Bees, so you only have one day to spend at Disney's Hollywood Studios, but you don't know where to start. Well, in today's Disney game plan, I'm going to break down how to spend the perfect one day at Disney's Hollywood Studios when you have kids, or even without, if you just want to have a really carefree day where you still walk away feeling fulfilled and you did everything that you possibly could. Because everyone's needs are totally individual, we'll use my family as a template and you can alter the plans as we go. Player 1, Mommy Leandra, willing to ride with the big kid. Player 2, Daddy Hot Chocolate, also willing to ride, but is prone to motion sickness. Player 3, our 2-year-old Elijah. He's down for fun, but not tall enough to ride everything. Player 4, Dominic. He's our 5-year-old who wants to ride absolutely everything he can. In this simulation, we are going to assume that no Genie Plus is used, so no individual lightning lanes purchased, just to show you how much you really can do in just one day. Let's start where it makes the most sense. It's 8 a.m. and it's rope drop time. What's rope drop? Well, essentially it's just another way of saying that you're right there in the park when it first opens. It is the best way to make the most of your one day. If you stick around for future game plan videos, you'll definitely see that I'll repeat this advice. So I'm going to be honest, it's going to be super tempting to go straight towards the Chinese theater, which is where Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway is, because your kids are going to see a big Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse and they're just going to go nuts. But I recommend if you have older kids to veer off to the left and go towards Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. And if you have younger kids, like in our example here, I would veer off to the right towards Toy Story Land, one of our favorites. So it's a little after 8 a.m. and you are one of the first in that land. Now what do? Well, Slinky Dog Dash, of course. Why? Because that line will grow the fastest out of all of the rides in that area. If you have a little one like our player 3 and you're okay with splitting up, I recommend Rider Switch. Check out episode 1 for more info about that. I'll link it above and below. So while player 1 and player 4 ride Slinky Dog Dash, player 2 and player 3 will ride Alien Swirling Saucers, which also does have a height requirement, but it's on the shorter side. Now it's 9:30ish a.m. and if you're a big Toy Story fan or just fans of interactive rides, stay and do Toy Story Mania. And my boys are super competitive and so am I. I mean, we're players after all. There is a store that it drops you off in right when you get off, so be prepared. So it's 10 a.m. We are going to use the Toy Story exit that is near Alien Swirling Saucers to get to Galaxy's Edge. So let's explore. And at this point, our smallest player has only been on about 1 to 2 rides, but he's still amazed at the details in this area. And he hears that there's milk here. Blue and green milk, that is. Just like Toy Story Land, if you're a super Star Wars fan, do both attractions, the Millennium Falcon ride and Rise of the Resistance, using Rider Switch, while the smaller kiddos interact with characters and explore the shops out of the Florida heat. But I do recommend with having one day only to prioritize Rise of the Resistance over the other ride. The trackless technology and the animatronics alone make it one of the best attractions in the modern era of Disney. While Oga's Cantina is definitely a really cool experience where you can just live like the locals at Galaxy's Edge, I would say skip it if you have little ones because it can get really loud in there. However, if they can handle it, it is a really cool experience. And I have a video where my husband and I checked it out, so I'll link that above and below. So it's 11:30ish, depending on how long those queues were. So let's leave a galaxy far away and head off to an early lunch. There are a lot of unique dining experiences at Hollywood Studios, I must say. You can experience an indoor drive-in movie theater. You can dine with Minnie and Mickey Mouse. There are restaurants in Galaxy's Edge. Or you could even backtrack and go back to Toy Story Land for Woody's Lunchbox. But so we're not scrambling all over the park, let's just eat at the Backlot Express or Pizza Rizzo since it's right there near Star Wars. And just a tip, don't forget to use mobile order ahead of time. Or if you have table service reservations, make those well in advance of your trip. It's 12:30 p.m. and now it's time for a couple of shows. I usually would say to do as many outdoor attractions as possible before that not so unusual Florida afternoon storm, but there aren't that many outdoor attractions in Disney's Hollywood Studios, and it's really funny. I didn't even realize until I was filming this video, like, wow, there really aren't. So I will recommend that you see Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular for thrills for the whole family, or maybe Frozen Sing-Along for a good witty time, or just go to the Mickey Shorts Theater to watch Vacation Fun for a quick nap. And technically any of these shows would be a really great place for a nap, it's just that this one is the least stimulating. And if your kiddo or you need a little bit more privacy, check out the Baby Care Center that's at the very front of the park. Wakey, wakey, it's 2 o'clock, just in time for the kiddos to be back in action. Now is the time to kind of gauge how the park is looking, how your kiddos are actually feeling. Is the queue for Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway short? Then do it now. If it is really long and extended outside and is about, I would say, 50 minutes or above, I do feel like it will get a little shorter as the day goes on. At this time, I actually recommend that the kiddos get some wiggles out and head over to Disney Junior Play and Dance. They'll get to meet some of their favorite characters and dance for about 25 minutes. Player 3 and Player 4 are extremely happy to be here, I must say so myself. And just a quick tip, unlike other Disney shows, you don't really have to get here really early unless you want to grab one of the bench seats in the back to avoid sitting on the floor. But I just really like being there in the action with the kiddos. This is a perfect time to get some meet and greets in because Doc McStuffins, Fancy Nancy, Vampirina, Pluto, they are all outside of that area. Okay, busy bees, it's around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It's time for these players to take in the sight of the iconic Tower of Terror. And with the height requirement of only 40 inches and a very eerie theme, definitely no happy haunts here. It totally depends on your kiddo's heights and comfort level if you should ride this or not. For example, if my player 4 ever decides he's ready to ride Tower of Terror, this would be a great time to divide and conquer again. While 2 ride, the other 2 can watch the Beauty and the Beast show nearby. Alright, it's 5 o'clock and now both parties will reunite and either together experience the tucked away cars section in the back of the park, or divide and conquer again if you do have someone in your party who doesn't want to miss their chance to ride Aerosmith's Rock and Roller Coaster, while the littles check out Lightning McQueen, Mater, and Cruz Ramirez. Look, this divide and conquer strategy really does work, trust me, and we use it all the time, and it's definitely a time saver, and that's what you need when you only have one day. 6 o'clock until the end of the day. As the day gets closer to the park close, circle back to any experiences you haven't tried yet, or ride your kids or your favorite ride again. And once Fantasmic, a late night show, returns, there will be even more fun to be had at night. But for now, Disney's Hollywood Studios is one of the easiest parks to tackle in just one day. I'd even suggest to take the Skyliner to Epcot, or go back to your resort if you're at one of the Skyliner resorts. So, I hope you found this video helpful. I'm currently working on the next theme park guide video, so if there's anything I didn't cover, like any topics or categories that you're curious about, please let me know. And also, which theme should I do next time? I did video games for this one. What should I do next? Let me know. I really love documenting these memories of my family, but I do this for you too. Subscribe for more Florida family fun, and remember, I care.